Welcome to the worst sports channel on YouTube, Hot Garbage Sports with me, Coach Ryan D. Tampa Bay is up 2-1. Tampa Bay is up 2-1. They take a pretty dynamic game on the road against the New York Islanders. The New York Islanders played all but a perfect game, but they end up losing because of Andrei Vasilevskiy and the Tampa Bay Lightning keeping pucks out of the net. Couple weak calls, definitely really different than last game, that's for sure. You think the reffing's bad. I think the reffing's bad. If there's one thing I have learned in hockey this year, covering every team, I've always watched every team, but like covering teams and seeing everybody's comments, we're all victims. Every single one of us thinks the league, the other teams, the referees, they're out to get us. The other fans hate us. We're the victims. We're the villains. We're the picked on ones. We're the poor ones. We're the small franchise. We're the this. It's actually pretty unbelievable, and I'm happy to join you on that. As a Winnipeg Jets fan and a small market team, it's really easy to say, nobody cares about us. We always get bum calls. We get ruined in the lottery. We get ruined here. Nothing ever goes our way. I hear Islanders fans say it all the time too, and I hear Tampa Bay Lightning fans say it all the way too. I hear Knights fans say it, Habs fans say it, and you're in the Final Four. This is the best game. If we all can't just come together on the fact that we all think we're getting screwed, what can we do? Stay tuned to the end of the video. We're going to break down the 3 goals in this game. We're going to talk about the Isles. We're going to talk about the Lightning. Let's roll the intro.
Here's Lemieux. The center penalty coming up.
Islanders fans, Lightning fans, for those of you new to the channel, smash subscribe, hit a like. We're growing like gangbusters. We're at over 1,500 subscribers. We're picking up about 60 or 70 a video, which doesn't seem like a lot, but for a small channel, it's a big deal. Train's leaving the station. Get on it, baby. Choo-choo. Very similar to the Knights and the Habs game, we're seeing 4 teams in the NHL this year in the finals play similar systems. They're built from the net out. They're built on a defensive first structure and system, and it reminds me a lot of hockey's dead zone. I know the fans of the 4 teams that are actually watching this video are going to be like, I was fired up. I was loving it. Islanders fans in the building are loving it. That's great. But this really does remind me of the time when the New Jersey Devils won a couple cups. You had the Buffalo Sabres making some noise. You had Brett Hull and the Dallas Stars coming in. It was just a very interesting time in hockey, and what's old is new, and it's back again. Trap style hockey that keeps shots to the outside, low scoring games, takes the home crowd out of it, because you know what? There were definitely times, as rockin' as the Islanders fans are, that the Tampa Bay Lightning team was able to take that crowd energy, lower it down a whole bunch of octaves, put the building to sleep, put the team to sleep, stay really quiet, and win the game. And that's what you get with a 2-1 game. The Isles came with as much firepower as they could, but Andrei Vasilevskiy stood on his head. There were a ton of shots from the home plate area and right around the crease that should have gone in. But again, when you have the most elite goaltender left in the playoffs, sorry, Carey Price fans, I love Price. We'll see what happens if they end up playing each other. But right now I got Vasilevskiy as 1. Varlamov is an amazing goaltender in his own right, but Vasilevskiy outduels Varlamov in this game, and we end up with a 2-1 win. Does that 2-1 win come on the back of a bum power play against Adam Pelech? Absolutely. Was that interference? You know what? Let's talk about reffing. Everybody thinks they're getting screwed. Literally everybody. Here's the problem with the NHL, and I don't want to make this a video about reffing. The rules are open to such a wide amount of interpretation. It's unbelievable that you can call whatever you want, whenever you want, because technically anything in hockey is a penalty. Add on top of that, we have a culture of hockey and playoff hockey where we have an expectation of how the game's called. And then when you get a weak call like the Pelech call and it ends up making a difference in the game, you feel like, how could that guy call it? But at the end of the day, when you read the rule of interference, that is interference. It's just not called 9 times out of 10. You go into 100 different games and I guarantee you interference gets called 100 different ways and not called and called. It's exhausting. It's frustrating as fans. And I understand why fans get fired up, and I understand why hockey is the 4th most popular sport out of the major ones in North America. It's just hard to follow sometimes, even if you're a hockey expert. So was it interference? For sure. Was the Sergachev call weak? Absolutely. Were both calls weak? All day. Are these referees any good? Nope. Have they screwed the Islanders at times? Yep. Have they screwed the Lightning at times? Yep. Has Tampa Bay ended up capitalizing? Yep. Did Boston get screwed against the Islanders? Yep. It just doesn't end, guys. So you win some, you lose some. This is the game of hockey. It's Russian roulette. It's a crapshoot. It's playoff hockey. It's a Wild West. Who knows what's going on, but you got to capitalize on your chances if you're an elite team, and you have to control what you can control. The refs cannot win or lose you a game. Rant over. Let's go ahead and take a look at the shot areas for the New York Islanders. The New York Islanders did a great job keeping Tampa Bay to the outside, but did Tampa Bay do a great job of keeping the Islanders to the outside, or was this all Varlamov? Let's take a look. So we can see here that Tampa Bay ends up getting 25 shots against the New York Islanders, and only 9 of those shots are actually in a zone of danger. So we've drawn it a few times. We call it the home plate. There's only about 9 shots within that danger zone. There wasn't a ton of cross-ice passing. Goal 1 ends up because of a really nice bounce. We'll go into it in a second. Goal 2 ends up because the Islanders wholesale the guy the wrong way and Brayden Point ends up scoring. But man, did the Islanders team defense just do such a great job at keeping shots to the outside and limiting the chances of this just juggernaut that is Tampa Bay. It's just too bad you don't end up getting a win out of it, and that's the way hockey goes. Tampa Bay ends up taking the game, even though the Islanders executed almost everything perfectly. Okay, so 28 shots for the Islanders, and you can see only 10 of them came from the outside. The rest of them came from within the home plate area. So that's 18 dangerous shots, and look at the amount of chances around Vasilevskiy in just prime scoring areas. Vasilevskiy stands on his head. That's all you have to say. Go ahead, take a look at the extended highlight clips. I'm going to leave a link for Sportsnet extended highlight clips down below in the description. You can take a look at it. It is just literally 8 minutes of Vasilevskiy making amazing saves. Okay, so Coleman here is going to take a shot onto Varlamov. Varlamov, it's a tricky, nasty little shot. It ends up bumping right back out to Coleman and the New York Islanders defensemen who are defending it somewhere in this area, and it gets pushed off into the corner. This is a really good job by the New York Islanders. Defensively, there is nothing more the Islanders can do. You can see it here. You got 1, 2, there's 3 right here, and there's actually 4 New York Islanders just off to the screen here against 1 Tampa Bay Lightning. This is how you keep shots to the outside. Varlamov is good enough to stop this 99 times out of 100. The only interesting thing happens is when Yanni Gourde sneaks in the back door. Okay, so Coleman basically picks a puck out of midair right at this spot, and the puck ends up coming over the crease, sneaking out over here to Yanni Gourde. Yanni Gourde ends up somewhere here at the goal line and is able to snipe basically a horrible angle, perfect shot that just, it's good puck luck. But again, we talk about this on the channel all the time. Yes, there's bad bounces, but you are instructed to put pucks on net. Coleman puts the puck on the net. Good things happen, even though he's behind the circle. Perfect defensive zone by the Islanders. Funny bounce. Gourde, using all the skill in the world, ends up capitalizing. And we cannot forget that Coleman batted this puck out of midair. So there was a lot of skill on display here from Tampa Bay. Tons of other NHL players can do that, but it's well practiced. This is why they train themselves to knock pucks out of the air. It ends up just being a really good goal. There's nothing Varlamov could have done about this. Okay, so here's a really interesting play just before the New York Islanders' first goal. You can see that the Islanders end up crashing the net. There is a ton of bodies in the way of Vasilevskiy. I mean, this is how elite he is. Look, Vasilevskiy's head is having to reach around in order to see that puck. He's in horrible position, just trying to find where the puck is, which is at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen here. Vasilevskiy is hunting it. He's able to go down because he is so big and so good. He's able to go down into his butterfly and control this rebound. So a few frames after, puck gets shot in. It is right here where we see the circle, and you have 1 New York Islander. I mean, you should be able to come in, drag this puck up, and roof daddy it, but it doesn't happen because Varlamov is just that good. He beats 2 Islanders, if you include the third one on the shot, to keep the Lightning in the game. MVP all day. Okay, so goal number 1 by the Islanders was interesting. A really weird dumping by Pulock ends up hitting the back glass, bouncing off the back of the net, bouncing forward again, sitting basically right here. And what's interesting about this funny bounce, because you don't see it all the time in hockey, it gives the New York Islanders an opportunity to forecheck a puck that normally they shouldn't win the race to. So you can see here, because of that weird bounce, the Islanders are going to pick up the puck, walk around to the corner, and they end up feeding it out front for what begins to be the start of the first goal of the game. Go ahead and count it with me again. There's 1, 2, 3 Tampa Bay Lightning in perfect D-zone position here, but because of a funny bank off the back wall, it gives the Islanders all they need to capitalize, and they capitalize with speed. Again, this isn't luck. This is skill with speed. Yes, the puck took a nice bounce, but the Islanders were able to capitalize. So that puck ends up over here to Martin, who pinches in beautifully, ends up getting a shot on net. Then it is all hell breaks loose, and Cal Clutterbuck ends up putting it in. It seems some days that's the only way to beat Varlamov, is to just sit 2 or 3 guys right on him and push him into the net with the puck. And you can see here at this point, Cal's in front of the net. Vasilevskiy actually has the puck, but playoff hockey, I mean, you got 4 Lightning around here. If you're the Lightning, you need to start lifting sticks and putting guys on their ass. The fact that nobody ends up on their backside is why this goal goes in. I know it is the will of the New York Islanders to stand in front of the net. The Islanders just bully the Lightning here for this goal. So you can see a few frames later, because of the battle in front of the net, the Lightning actually get control of the puck. And 1 frame later, he puts the puck from control right back into an absolutely horrible spot, not giving his goalie a chance. It ends up going in the back of the net. So as much as the Islanders battle here with Cal Clutterbuck, yikes, you just got to put that puck into the corner. And Lightning fans are saying, Ryan, the game moves fast. You can't always do it. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. There's no reason you put your own puck. You saw it. It was on his stick. You trained for this for 100,000 hours. Push it to the corner away from the danger. Goal number 3, we all know what ends up happening. It's a bad penalty by Adam Pelech. Bad penalty in the sense that I don't think this should have been a call, but at the same time, it was interference too. So it should have been a call. The NHL is so freaking confusing. Anyway, Brayden Point is in front here. Puck is down here at the bottom of his stick. The Islanders have done an excellent job killing this penalty, and the Islanders are near perfect at this point. Again, there's not much you can do. The only thing you can do taking a look at this tape is realize that maybe you shouldn't be cross-checking Brayden Point here. You need to get your damn stick on the ice and lift a stick. I mean, yeah, go ahead and wholesale him, but you all know what happens. Point falls on his stomach, and he's still good enough to end up scoring. And Varlamov ends up being out of position because it was a scramble and a good shot before. Again, not Varlamov's fault. The defenseman and the forwards got to give him a chance to make a save. And by pushing a player forward, Don Cherry used to talk about this all the time. Don't push players into your goalie. Well, don't push players forward towards your goalie either. Get a stick under him, tie him up, and once you have them tied him up, pull him backwards. But it doesn't end up happening. Goal goes in. So there's that quick wholesale push down. Puck's right here. Ends up sneaking the back of the net. So there you have it. It's a big, beautiful game. The Lightning are up 2-1. Hockey is freaking amazing. If anything, it is the wild, wild west of sports. You never know what you're going to get. Could be a Forrest Gump quote for all I know. There are a few little things that the Isles could have done maybe to keep a few of those goals out. Some of them are just reaching. This was just a good game by both teams defensively, both built from the net out. It just wasn't the Islanders' game today, and the Lightning end up taking back home ice advantage by beating the New York Islanders in their own rink with their amazingly loud crowd. This is a heck of a series. Neither team is out of it at this point. Neither team has won it at this point. I think the Islanders will end up splitting this. This series is going to be super, super close. Let's see if it goes to 7. That would be super exciting for me because, frankly, as a fan of the Winnipeg Jets, I'm not a diehard fan of either of these teams, but I am very much enjoying watching them play. And I'm enjoying having all of you watch my videos and enjoy me over here at Hot Garbage Sports. This has been Coach Ryan D. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like, leave that comment down below. Love having you all here. We'll see you tomorrow for the Knights and Habs.